Hi friends, thanks for being here today. It's card 10 of my Memorydex Box project, and this is what I've designed for you today. I've used a pretty cut file by Paige Taylor Evans. It's her butterfly cut file, and here it is. This is what it looks like when you open the original cut file in Silhouette Design Studio. This is the card I've designed previously, and we're going to use that plus these two pieces that were in the memory box, the very first cut file that you received. So let's copy these two pieces onto a mat to work with. And it's the card base that fits inside the memory box. You can just erase the title. You don't really need it up there. It's just for information. And the red square at 2.20 inches is a marker, a control marker, and it's so you can tell how big to make your memory card so that it actually fits and slides along in the box. And we'll talk more about that as we go along. So I've done a Command C, Command V to copy and paste Paige's butterfly onto our new workspace. And I'm just using the arrows to right size it so that it fits in the box. And the important thing is to ensure that your cut file is above the 2.20 mark. I actually move it just a little bit higher because your cards don't always stand up perfectly straight. So you can see I've brought a copy of a card I've already designed into the mat I'm working on, and I'm going to compare this card I'm designing to a card I know already fits in my memory box. I want my new card to be in the same ballpark, like not really a lot bigger, not too small. And once you're happy with the size, you can just go ahead and delete the old card. So I've done a Command C, Command V to make two additional butterflies. And I'm going to release the compound path on the lower one so that I can drag out just the outline and just erase the other pieces so your workspace doesn't get too cluttered. So that butterfly, the lower butterfly, I can use to cut my vellum. Now I'm going to do the opposite with the upper butterfly. I want to use all the individual pieces to make the backing pieces for my butterfly so I can paper back it. It's much easier. So I've taken one of the outlines, changed the color, and made it transparent. I've done this so I can see through the cut file to exactly where I need to place the butterfly outline to make the Memorydex card. So once I have it in the right place, I'm going to weld the base and the butterfly outline together to make our Memorydex card. To get rid of that little bit in the center, I'm going to release the compound path, delete it, and then convert it so that it is a path again. So there's our background. There's our butterfly cut file. I'll cut that from white. And there's the outline of the butterfly that I'm going to cut a piece of vellum from. Let's work with the individual pieces. So for anyone who's not backed a cut file with this method, I'm going to show you a few that I'm doing. I've already started here. You drag out the pieces, use your offset feature, and in this case I made it 0.070. If you want to do a few at a time, that works out even better. Just drag them out together, offset them together, and if you follow me for a little while, you know that I like to plan my colors as I go along. So let's change our cut file to white. That's what I would cut it out of, and move the pieces that I've already changed to be offsets into our butterfly. Of course, you'd go along and do the whole thing, and if you want to use the same process, make them the colors you'll cut them from. And I store everything together with the original cut file so that when I'm ready to use it, I open it and away I go. So we've got our vellum, our Memorydex card background, and our butterfly. And that's how I made this card for you today. If you have any questions about that process, please leave them in comments below. And just to illustrate why I select my colors in the Silhouette Design Studio is it helps me set up the cut file pieces on the mat before I send it to cut, and I know exactly what size of paper and what color that paper needs to be before I put it in my Cameo cutter. So it's time to put everything together. I backed each of the cut file pieces with white cardstock after I back papered my butterfly. And this is my vellum butterfly that I stenciled with archival ink and a stencil by Paige Taylor Evans. The stencil by Paige is sold out, but I think any stencil with a smaller pattern would work well, or even a stamp with a small pattern. And I'm sticking the vellum to my Memorydex card with double-sided tape, and I'm going to pop up the butterfly with some extra thick foam tape. I just got that at Michael's. It's not self-adhesive, so you do need to add sticky tape to both sides of your foam, and this will help my wings stand up nicely off the vellum because I want to be able to see the vellum a little bit underneath. And I didn't put them right along the spine. I set the extra thick foam tape maybe about an inch from the center. And I want to thank everyone who's responded so graciously to this project and all the girls who joined in on the fun and made cards of their own. It was such a pleasure to design the cards and even more fun to see you make them. So thanks for all the kind comments and for sharing and putting them in your stories. That's why my phrase today said, sending hugs your way. And so to complete my butterfly, I decided to add a few fussy cut florals from the collection I used. It's Hey Hello by Pebbles Ink. And to add some gems to finish up, they are by Pink Fresh. And I add them using liquid glue. It's Scott's Tacky Glue in my fine line bottle. I like that it just leaves an itty bitty dot for you to add your gems. So once again, thanks so much for being here. If you have any questions, you can leave them in comments below. Likes and subscribes are appreciated, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.